All right, we're here today with our special guest, Andrew Sparks. This is Addie Myron, Eric Myron. This is episode 2 of the Teen Fitness Podcast. Andrew, how are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. You got a guest with you too?
Yeah, this is my dad.
Hello.
Hi there, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I think you maybe have heard a little bit. Our mission is to give the spotlight to awesome teens that are coming up in the fitness industry and trying to give them a chance to let everybody know a little bit about them and share our passion. So thankful that you're here today, Andrew.
Yeah, I like what you guys are doing with Instagram and all that stuff. It's cool.
Well, there's so much to be proud of with the way kids are nowadays. Like looking at you and looking at Addie and all the athletes out there, I'm just blown away. I used to tell her stories about when I was your age, how I couldn't even run a lap at the school. It was, just something we didn't invest in fitness like you guys do today. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So cool.
it's huge for me to watch him grow like he has. I was I would say, an unfit teen at that age. And yeah, just knowing, what that this does for him mentally, not only physically, is super fun. He actually started me on CrossFit. So he was here at our box for 3 months. Then I figured out, I was like, man, I'm there all the time dropping him off. I might as well do it. Now I'm addicted like all of you.
And what's your name, Dad?
Jason.
Jason. And Jason, you probably can respect the just the fortitude that they have to show up and to do the stuff they do. And like I said, as kids, that just wasn't something we didn't have the discipline to do. At least I didn't.
No,
So it's just wild.
Yeah, I love seeing it. I really enjoy the competition aspect and the things he's gotten into. So it's all been positive stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, let's start with the questions. So, how long have you been doing CrossFit for?
Like 3 years and like a couple months now.
What made you fall in love with CrossFit, like right when you're starting it?
When I started it was, I got started, my dad had a friend that did it, and I started coming here, and then I did like a little program train thing. It's called On-Ramp at our gym to kind of teach you the movements and teach you like the flow of like what a workout would be. And then I saw the Buttery Brothers Fittest in Dubai movie, and that kind of turned me on to it, and I was like, I want to like go hard at it and like make the games and do stuff like that.
Yeah, all those like Resurgence, all their documentaries are just like.
How old are you, Andrew?
I'm 14.
14, and are you 8th grade?
Freshman.
Freshman. And where do you live? What school? Where do you go to?
I live in Brimfield, Illinois, but the closest city to there is probably like Peoria, big city. I live in a pretty small town. Go to Brimfield High School. There's only like 400 kids in our high school, so it's pretty small.
And when you started, did you have any friends that were into CrossFit?
No, there's no one that's into CrossFit there now even, but there's some, like, I have friends that like will try workouts with me and do that type of stuff.
Well, it's a matter of time when they see what you're accomplishing and they see the personal growth that you're going to undertake these next couple of years. I'm sure that they'll want to join in with you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So following that question, what programming do you follow or do?
I did Leave No Doubt. His name is Brachios. He runs 15 Throwdown.
Yeah.
I did his programming for a little bit. I recently just stopped doing that, but I do my own programming. That's like one of the things that keeps me going, and that's why I enjoy doing it, is like making up my workouts and stuff.
Let's say you were going to program a workout for yourself and you wanted to work on front squats for the day. How would you look at that? How would you write it up? What would your goals be with it?
I'd start with like your strength. I do a lot of strength work, so I'd probably do a heavy like 3 reps, and then maybe go for like one heavy. And then I would probably like in the workout, if I wanted to hit front squats, I would do like a 21-15-9 front squats at like probably 115. But then I'd throw like a cardio movement in, like a row or a bike, and then also pistols because I like working. I'm not very good at pistols, so I'd throw those in there to work on them.
That sounds awesome.
Do you ever find yourself like biased towards like a couple movements since you're self-programmed?
Yeah, I'm pretty biased towards strength and gymnastics movements. So like super heavy cleans and muscle ups.
And we've been lucky enough on the teen fitness community to post some of your PR videos. Which video would you say, or which lift are you most proud of at this point?
Probably my 215 clean and jerk, just because it was like I wasn't planning on going even remotely that heavy that day, and I was just feeling good, and I just got it up there, and it was just like more of like a mental, like that was just good.
Does that get you pumped when you see yourself as a 14-year-old doing a 215 clean and jerk, and then you fast forward and you see guys that are talking about, man, I was at 215 and now I'm at 355, or is that crazy to you just to know that this is what you're going to go through over the next few years?
Yeah, that's what is like, and sometimes it's more like hard on like the negative side. Like you see other people doing like super heavy weights, and like you're like 100 pounds under that, but then like you go and hit a PR and like you're proud of yourself and that type of stuff.
That's awesome.
And do you have a coach?
I have a couple coaches.
He's here.
Yeah, one of them's here, and he runs the gym, like he coaches all the classes, but then he helps me like on the side, like think of harder ways to do some of the workouts, or like go like how to approach them. And then Brock Yost I had for a while. He was a really good coach. And then my strength and like Olympic lifting coach goes to my gym. His name's Adam. He just coaches Olympic lifting mainly, and I did his program for like 8 months straight without any CrossFit, just to build strength.
So when you mentioned earlier too that you are aware of a few of your weaknesses, is this something that you point out to your coaches, to your dad? Are you looking to address those, or are you just thinking they're going to take care of themselves in time? How do you approach that?
For weaknesses, I did with Brock Yost a lot. He programmed a lot of workouts with like he told me to pick 5 of my biggest weaknesses and 5 of my biggest strengths, and we put them into like one 30-minute workout, and he would have me do it every week, once a week, and we'd add reps or add weight every time, and that was like a fun way to go about it because there's stuff that you enjoy and there's stuff that you're not good at.
That's good idea.
How do you balance school and CrossFit?
So I go to public school. So I go to school from 8 a.m. to 3 o'clock. So after I get home from school, there are some days where I'll come to the gym and like do the 4 o'clock class. And there's some days where I'll just work out at home after school. But I'm big on working out at night, like pretty late.
Really late.
Yeah. It's just what I like to do it. So like 10 o'clock at night, I'll go out because I have a garage gym, and I'll just start hitting like 3 or 4 workouts and some like heavy strength.
Do you train alone in those later sessions, or do you have some partners?
I train alone. The only times where I train with people are if I do like community workouts, which that's one of the big things that like keeps me in CrossFit is doing the community like workouts with like my dad and stuff, and like people that are better than me, and it's just fun to work out with them.
It's pretty fun to be able to share that as a father with his son or daughter too. Isn't it, Jason? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, for me it's great. Like I said, I started a little bit after he did. Our previous gym owner here was a huge person in developing new members, and he got me to the point of where I'm at now. He recently sold the gym a year ago, but I did my level 1 class and have been doing some coaching here at the gym since. So I've kind of taken it full circle and trying to, and I'm here at our gym a lot. I think for me, the community that CrossFit brings is the biggest thing. Like, we'll be going to Wadapalooza here soon. We're going to do the gauntlet workouts. But those types of events and watching him at the Pit Teen Fitness throwdown this summer was super fun. I was there, and I couldn't say I really coached it all, but he can attest. I went to the athlete briefing on Friday night, and I don't think I slept at all Friday night till Saturday morning because I was more nervous than he was.
That sounds right.
Him going into it. So those things, I would rather be working out myself than watching him makes me nervous sometimes.
And Andrew, at 14 years old, which competitions have you done thus far?
I've done a lot of like local comps with my dad, like those types of things. I got third at the Granite Games. I went to that, and I've done the 15 throwdowns. And those are like the only big competitions that I've done. I've done all the gauntlet at Wadapalooza, all the qualifiers for like Wadapalooza, that type of stuff. That's about it.
Tell us about what's on your radar. Which competitions in the next couple of years as a teen are you hoping to qualify for or compete in?
Compete in is mainly Wadapalooza. Other than the games, like the goal is to make it to the games this year, but I would really like to compete at Wadapalooza just because of the environment and like how it's structured, because I've watched it before, and it'd just be fun to go there.
We were both lucky enough to like snag those clicker spots on the scale division. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I tried to do the same. I tried to qualify in my age group, didn't make it, and tried to snag one of those spots too. And I have no idea how you made it.
We didn't get the email the first time, so we emailed them like right when it was like coming out and stuff. We were just like the last person to get in.
That's awesome. So we'll see you there.
Yeah. We had multiple phones and email accounts and computers, and we kept refreshing, and one finally caught on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, we'll be there to cheer you on for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you track your macros, or what nutrition program do you follow, or have you ever followed one kind of?
I've never really followed. This is like my biggest weakness is nutrition. I've never followed any nutrition programs. I just kind of eat and just keep eating. Is my biggest goal. But there's some like healthy things that I eat, but I also will like after I work out just slam a whole pizza or like that type of stuff. Nutrition's definitely a biggest weakness for me, but I try to get in all my like protein, like carbs.
So since we have Dad here too, Dad, how tall are you?
How
tall are you?
5'6", 5'7".
What would you project Andrew to grow to? What do you think?
What are you, 5'10" now?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's 5'10". I don't know. Our other son might be a little taller.
I'm taller than that.
So I don't know. Maybe another inch or two. Hard to say.
Okay.
But nutrition-wise, I think what he learned, he went to a camp, Pit Teen Camp last March, which he's going back to this year, and they make you cook for yourself with another teen, and you cook for the whole group. So, before that, like for him to eat like chicken and rice, it was never going to go. But once he went there and learned to do that, he has gotten on a better track with doing that some of the time. But I would say our title sponsor currently is Jack's Pizza.
There you go. How much do you weigh right now, Andrew? And what are you hoping to get to, like, let's say in the next year or two? Do you have specific goals, like where you're at weight wise?
Yeah, so I weigh like 128 right now, and I'm hoping to like by this time next year be like 150, 155, because putting on weight is really difficult for me. Mostly because of the eating, like packing it in. I just don't, like, no one probably enjoys eating, but like it's just like really difficult for me. But hoping 150 is 155.
There you go.
What is a typical day in the life for you with like a training schedule or non-training schedule?
For a training schedule, I'll wake up at like 6:30, get ready, go to school till 3 o'clock. I'll come home, like kind of dilly-dally around until like 4 o'clock, and then I'll work out around then for like an hour, hour and a half. And then I'll eat around like 5 or 6. Then around like 9 to 10, I'll get back out in the gym and I'll start doing some heavy strength stuff and some like heavy metcon type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You said you prefer strength over metcons right now, currently.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable for me. But I also, like, recently, like, since the Open and that type of stuff's coming up, I've been doing, like, lighter workouts. And I don't know why, but I'm enjoying them more than I used to. So I've been doing a lot of thrusters and that type of stuff.
You find it, too, where you start doing some strength and all of a sudden you kind of get hungry for a metcon? Does that happen to you? Because that happens to me a lot.
Yeah, that happens to me, like, especially with, like, if I get on huge strength cycles, then I'm just like, I just want to go do some like muscle ups and some toes to bar. But then like you go do that, like so sore from all the strength stuff. But I'm trying to balance it more towards the metcon and gymnastics stuff than the strength right now, because I did like 8 months of strength. So
what are some training must-haves for you? Like, you have to have like your corner of the gym, you have to have like the specific barbell, anything like that?
Specific barbell is like number one. Music is a big thing. Has to be like really upbeat, like rap type music. Not a big like, or like some like Nickelback type stuff. Not a big country when I'm working out. Time of day is probably my biggest thing. Like it's more about like when I'm feeling it. But then like I have a specific schedule. Like some days I just want to work out super early and get it over with, but some days I kind of push it till late at night.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite and least favorite movement in the sport, like at the moment?
My favorite is probably muscle ups, bar muscle ups, and my least favorite is definitely the Echo bike. Not a big fan of the Echo bike.
You need some more mass to move that machine, don't you?
Yeah.
Which muscle up did you get first, the ring or the bar?
Well, I did gymnastics for like
7 years.
7 years. So I technically got like a ring muscle up first, just like doing gymnastics, like before I even thought about CrossFit. But like while I was doing CrossFit, bar muscle up came first.
And how has your capacity grown? Where, like, how many bar muscle ups could you do right now? How many ring muscle ups?
Bar muscle ups, the most I've ever done in a row was 45.
Jeez.
And then ring muscle ups, I think I got like 10 or so before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the muscle ups are they come easy to him.
And you're 14 and you're just slaying muscle ups. That's insane. Wow.
Who's your biggest idol in the men's division and the women's division right now?
Men's division is probably Dallin Pepper, because he was a teen athlete, and just how he's like come out of the teen division and like not elite his first year out of the teen division, but like stayed with it and eventually got there.
Yeah. And
then women's, probably Danny Spiegel, only because the strength portions of it, and like she's good at gymnastics and she's good at strength, and that's kind of like how I am.
Her numbers are insane.
Sure.
What's your biggest struggle when it comes to CrossFit?
Struggle? I'd say doing like what I don't like doing. Like when it comes to cardio, like I'll push it off, and then I'll like do it one day, and then it's really bad because I haven't done it in a week. And that's my biggest thing, is pushing cardio off.
Let's talk about weaknesses here real quick, or struggles. somebody like you that muscle ups come easy to, and you're able to just crush them in the workout. I mean, it's not even having to think about it. For athletes out there that are trying to get that first muscle up, maybe this year in the open, or they've been working on it, what's one piece of advice you could give an athlete that is trying to get either a bar or ring muscle up specifically? Is there anything that you think about when you do those movements, or anything that you think could set them over the top?
So when I do bar muscle ups and when I was like trying to get better at them, the biggest thing for me was like the kip, and I know it's probably like a super basic thing to say, but if you have like your kip timed down, and it's different for everybody. Like my dad, I tried to teach him how to do a muscle up for a long time, like the way that I would do it, and it just didn't work for him. But just making sure like the power, like if you have a super powerful kip, you're going to catch it higher, so you don't have to press as much. But there's some people that have less of a like powerful kip, so they catch it super low. And then if you catch it super low a lot and that's your biggest struggle, you could do like dip work and a lot of tricep work to like try to make like balance it out a little bit if you can't get it to catch it higher.
Good advice. Thanks.
If we went to your gym and asked like a person you train with pretty normally, like how would they describe you?
Like, I don't know how to describe, but like once I get going, I like get into it. But like before and after, I'm just like once I'm there, I'm like there to do it, and then after I'm just done. I just want to like lay around, rest.
Yeah, I would say that's the one thing. Like, I come to the gym most days for 5 a.m. class, or coach the 5 a.m. class and 6 a.m. class. So I'm an early guy, but I go to bed by 7:30 or 8 at night. So I don't even see half the stuff he does till he puts it on Instagram, weight wise, or he'll send me videos and I'm getting up in the morning and I see him. But yeah, once he gets into the workout, he's good. It's just you gotta. It's like everybody. It's just getting through that door.
Right.
Once you're through the door, then it's game on, and the competition mode sets in, and you're ready to go.
We already covered this like a little bit, but how important would you say right now is making it to the CrossFit Games for you?
It's not really it used to be my like number one goal, especially last year. I was going really hard at it, and this year I kind of look at it differently because when I did the pit team throwdown, I went there and I showed up and I was just like, I just want to have fun with the people because I don't get to see the people very often. That was my goal there. And like once the workout started, I was like going into the workout, but outside of the workouts, like the time I'm actually working out, I wasn't like recovering or stretching or any of that stuff. I was just hanging out with people and doing fun stuff. And that's kind of how I see it now. And then that's more enjoyable to me than making it to the CrossFit Games, even though that would be like a huge accomplishment. It's more fun to like do it with the community and the people around you than sit in the corner of the gym and just grind all day.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a fine line where you'll be able to have both, huh? Where you can enjoy the community and everything, but you also make it. We'll be cheering you on for sure.
Yeah.
What are a few of your biggest goals in life, like general life right now?
General life, like for the future, is to like make something like a brand or like be able to inspire people to like weightlift and like do CrossFit and that type of stuff. Like using my fitness as like to help people with their goals and that type of stuff. Or like like a kid to look at like the videos of me like when I was younger and then like me like in the future, like that type of stuff to like get them into it. And like mostly just to inspire people and get people to get into it.
So what we already like with the struggle part, like what has your biggest failure been since you started CrossFit, and how did you learn from it?
Probably the open last year. There were like I went at it. I approached it in a bad way because I thought like once I did the workouts, I was done doing the workouts. I was tired, didn't want to do them again. Like even the next day I was sore. And I just kept pushing it off. And then it came Monday, and then I never redid some of them. And then the last workout was the one that I redid. And then I ended up missing quarterfinals by like 3 or 4 spots, I think. So that was probably, but now I know, like, and I talked to my coaches about it. That's like redoing and like approaching it, the workouts at a different angle. Even if you redo the workout, you can't approach it the same way. You have to like think through, okay, what were the parts you did good on, bad on, and how can we change it?
Some of those open workouts are a mind game too, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of them are like just figuring it out, like figuring out what it's gonna feel like. I feel like, and that's why redoing the open is pretty important, is because no one's done it before really, and the only people you really watch do it is like the elite athletes at the beginning, and their pain level is probably different than at least mine is going into those.
Yeah, you can watch them do it and it looks easy and they're flying through it, and then you get into it and it's not quite the same, is it?
Yeah.
No, the stimulus is completely different on the average CrossFit athlete as to what you see on TV with those guys. I mean, they just make it look smooth, and their capacity level for that, the volume for that one workout it's not a lot of CrossFit for them. You know,
Right.
That's pretty easy.
Okay, now we're into the firing 15. So these questions have nothing to do with CrossFit, all like teenager kind of stuff. What are you watching currently? Movies and shows and stuff.
I'm watching Grey's Anatomy for like the 5th time. I watch it all the way through, and then I go back to episode 1 and watch it all the way through.
There you go.
What's your favorite clothing brand at the moment?
Probably Noble or Train.
If you could get a sponsorship, who would you pick? Like from Noble and all the different companies out there, who would you choose as your sponsor for gear?
I would probably pick, Tier, only because they're like not taking over Noble. I don't want to say that, but I feel like they're more inclusive. Like they want every athlete to have a sponsorship. Like, and I talked to one of the representatives at the 15 Throwdown, and he was like, we went to the games and we were like, we want to support every athlete that's not sponsored, even if like you're sponsored by a clothing brand, but you don't have a sunglass sponsor. And they just want to like everybody to have that.
They've really stepped up. It seems like throughout the whole sport, given, they're putting their title on everything, and the swag bags that people are getting seems pretty incredible.
Yeah, they're pushing their brand out pretty well.
It's cool to have that for sure, because it's fun when you get to a comp and you got this loaded bag of goodies from the sponsors, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Are you more of a sweet or savory kind of person?
Sweet, for sure.
What's your favorite sweet?
Oh, Reese's.
Probably like Skittles, that type of stuff.
I'd go Team Reese's right there for sure.
What's your favorite board or video game?
Ooh. Andrew would probably tell you he's got a quote when we were at home, and my wife, she loves to play board games, and I think your quote is what?
The name is board game, so it can't be that fun. Like
he's definitely not a teen who would probably sit down to play a board game.
I'm not a board game or really a video game type. I'm like an active, like we're going to that type of stuff.
We like downhill skiing outside of your normal CrossFit stuff. Hiking, if we can find it. We don't pretty flat down here, but we've been to Arizona a few times. And then, of course, we love the beach at Wauwatosa in Miami. So that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to that.
Do you have any pets?
No. Well, my brother has fish, but they don't really do anything.
What's your favorite family tradition?
Going to Door County, Wisconsin. We go every year and rent it's a house that we go with all my family. We fish and we swim, and then we have this rock that we paint every year, and we throw it and it's like 10 or 15 feet, and we throw it off the pier, and we like race down to the bottom and bring it back up.
That's awesome.
We do some functional fitness stuff there with swimming and using the facility to its most. If it's a normal vacation, people usually don't have a trailer full of CrossFit gear, barbells, dumbbells, and put them in the front yard at the rental unit. But we're those type of people, so.
Sometimes those things just have to come with, don't they?
Yeah, yep, pretty much. You got to take a weight vest or a dumbbell or whatever on every trip.
What's your favorite place to travel to, or like where do you want to travel to in the future?
In the future, I want to for sure go to like a South American country and weightlift with my Olympic lifting coach because he's from Colombia and he's trained a lot of people in Colombia, and I'd like to go there because that's where like the Olympic lifting culture is, and just being with those people and seeing their styles of training. And because like Olympic lifting for them is like baseball or basketball for us, like you're growing up and that's just like kind of what you do or that type. It's like because it's free in those countries, so that's like what they do for their fun and their sports. So I think it'd be cool to go there and see that.
What's your favorite school subject right now?
PE.
Probably agriculture, because we get to do like fun stuff in there. We get to weld, that type of stuff.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be?
Probably Florida, like Miami, Florida, because that's just like how I am. Like it's kind of quiet during the day, but then at night, like everybody's out, like on. That's the perfect time for me to work out. So like, just how the vibe that I'm going with. The night.
Do you have any nicknames? Any that you're proud of, at least?
Yeah. Well.
We had our open shirts. He had a friend he did gymnastics with, so we all made our open shirts, like little A for Andrew, little J for Jason, and it was little L for Lucas. So I'd say that was the one nickname that I can remember.
Yeah, it's because my dad would always make fun of me for listening to all my rap music and how their names started with
Yeah.
put them all together.
There you go.
If money didn't exist or matter, what would the first thing you buy be?
I'd probably buy like just add stuff to my home gym, like weights, like kilogram plates, really fancy like Alico barbells that are like $5,000. That type of stuff.
That'd be a lot of fun.
What sports did you do in the past, or do you still do that helped you prepare for CrossFit?
I did gymnastics for like about 7 years. So that definitely was like a big part of like me getting into CrossFit, and the mobility and the flexibility from that, and like the being able to like know your body and like know like where it's at and like how it feels. So that's super important in gymnastics. It has like transferred over to CrossFit, and especially balance with like Olympic lifting, that type of stuff.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset for sure.
If you were a Marvel character, who would you be?
Do we even know one?
Yeah. Is Hulk a Marvel character?
Yeah, we'll go Hulk.
That's what we're going with. Hulk.
There you go.
What's your favorite place to go out to eat?
Oh, Culver's. I don't know if you guys have Culver's where you guys.
Nope.
You definitely do. Minnesota, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Culver's is the best place ever. Crispy chicken sandwich, the best thing in the world. I probably get that once a day.
If your life was a story, what would the title be?
Oh, probably like
Dream big.
Yeah, dream big, or like you only live once, because that's kind of how I go about things. Is like you have to try it to like see how it's gonna be. I do a lot of things like the goal is making the games, but I also like know that I don't want to sacrifice certain things like friends and like doing family stuff to make it there. So that type of stuff.
I think he kind of learned that from Brody, right?
Yeah.
Brody Beckworth or Beckwith.
Brody Beckwith. I talked to him at the 15 throwdowns, and I asked him if he was gonna compete or like try to make it to the games this year, and he's already made it twice, and he got second one year, and he told me that he's just given up too much life stuff to make it to the games, that he wants to like focus on life stuff. And then I kind of looked at like how I go about it, and like thought just making the games doesn't mean as much to me as it would like doing things with my brother before like he leaves, because my brother's 17, and like doing stuff with my dad, like skiing while I can.
Well, wherever you end up, we're going to be cheering you on, whether it's at the games or not at the games. You seem like this great kid, and Dad, Jason, I'm happy that you were able to join us today too. It's been great having you guys on.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thanks for doing it. I love what you guys do with the Instagram and all that type of stuff. That's cool. It was like something that would be cool, but just no one ever did it until you guys started doing it.
I think there's a lot of kids out there getting into it, and after seeing the amount of kids and the fitness level at the Pitt Teen Throwdown with that many, I think they had 126 kids there. Or whatever that was really fun to see the sport grow and where it can head.
We'll keep hitting those PRs, you guys.
Yeah,
we will.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, see you in Miami.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.